The streets of Miami glistened that night, the rain turning neon lights into rivers of color. Victor Alvarez, known on the streets as V, drove his black Dodge Charger through Ocean Drive, his fingers drumming the steering wheel in rhythm with the thumping bass spilling from passing clubs. To the outside world, Victor was a successful nightclub owner, a man who wore expensive suits, dated models, and shook hands with politicians. But behind the velvet ropes and flashing lights, he was something much darker. For years, V had run one of the most sophisticated drug pipelines on the East Coast. He was careful, meticulous, never flashy with his crimes. The DEA had his name whispered in their halls, but never enough evidence to nail him. They called him the Ghost of Miami. But even ghosts can't run forever. Victor wanted out. He was 38, tired of the paranoia, tired of sleeping with a gun under his pillow. So he decided on one last job, a $20 million deal with the Mexican cartel. If it went right, he'd disappear into Costa Rica, buy a beach house, and live quietly in the shadows. By his side was Marco Diaz, his best friend since childhood. They had started with small hustles, growing into an empire. Marco was family, or so V thought. What Victor didn't know was that Marco was living a double life. Months earlier, the DEA had raided a safe house and cornered him. With 20 years of prison hanging over his head, Marco made a choice: betray V or rot in a cell. The agents wanted V more than anyone. They told Marco, set him up, deliver him to us, and you walk free. Marco agreed, but guilt ate at him every day. The deal was set in an abandoned warehouse by the docks. The night of the meeting, Victor's instincts were on edge. Something about the silence around the building felt wrong. He glanced at Marco. His friend forced a smile, but his hands trembled as he lit a cigarette. "You good, hermano?" Victor asked. Marco nodded quickly. Yeah, I'm good." But V had known Marco all his life, and that smile wasn't real. The cartel convoy rolled in black SUVs, tinted windows. Men with rifles stepped out, their faces hard and cold. At the center was El Tigre, a scarred enforcer with a reputation for leaving his victims unrecognizable. Cases opened, cocaine bricks stacked neatly, briefcases full of cash. The deal looked solid until the air exploded with gunfire. DEA, hands in the air. Agents stormed the warehouse, bullets flying. The cartel scattered. Some fired back, others ran. Sirens wailed in the distance. Victor hit the ground, pulling Marco down with him. "This is a setup," he shouted. Marco's eyes gave it away. Fear, guilt, betrayal. But then something unexpected happened. El Tigre turned his gun, not on the DEA, but on his own cartel men. He dropped two of them instantly, shouting something in Spanish. Victor froze. This wasn't just a bust. This was a three-way betrayal. Amid the chaos, Victor grabbed a duffel bag stuffed with cash and made a break for it. Marco ran after him, yelling over the gunfire. "V, wait, please, you don't understand." Victor spun, gun drawn. "You sold me out, didn't you?" Marco's voice cracked. "I had no choice. They had me cornered. I thought I could protect us both." Before Victor could respond, El Tigre's voice cut through the night. "No one leaves, cabron." He fired. Marco stumbled, a bullet tearing through his chest. He collapsed, coughing blood, eyes wide with shock. Victor didn't think he fired back. One shot, clean, El Tigre dropped dead. The gunfire stopped. The DEA stormed the building. Bodies on the ground, cocaine scattered, cash burning in the flames of an overturned SUV. And Victor standing in the alley, holding his dying best friend. Victor dragged Marco behind a dumpster. Marco's breaths came in shallow gasps, blood pooling around him. "They promised me," Marco whispered. "Witness protection, a new life. I thought I could save myself." Victor's eyes burned with a mixture of rage and sorrow. "We built this empire together. You should have known better than to betray me." Marco coughed, eyes dimming. "I didn't want to die in prison." "You didn't," Victor said coldly, "but you still died a prisoner." With that, Marco's eyes went still. Victor took one last look at the duffel bag of money. Then, with a grim smile, he tossed it into the flames. The cash, the drugs, it all burned to ash. When the DEA agents stormed the alley, they found nothing but smoke, corpses, and silence. Victor was gone. Months passed. The DEA plastered his name across every newspaper headline. Victor Alvarez, the ghost of Miami, presumed dead. But far away, across the Atlantic, in a quiet fishing village off the coast of Portugal, a man sat at a seaside cafe. Sunglasses, a short beard, a face unrecognizable to anyone who might have known him. He sipped his espresso slowly, the ocean breeze brushing past. On the table beside him was a folded newspaper. The headline read, "DEA still searching for Victor Alvarez." The man smirked faintly. Victor Alvarez had lost everything, his empire, his money, even his best friend. But he had gained something more valuable. Freedom. And in the criminal world, that was the ultimate revenge. Every crime hides a story, and every story hides a twist. Subscribe to the Vault of Crimes to unlock more shocking secrets inside the vault.